In 2057, a World Health Organization revealed that something that everyone feared, but that seemed impossible to happen. Goodness knows we didn't get time to read it. The government of the First World Power decided to develop a preventative secret plan against the hypothetical situation of shortage and overpopulation. The project was called Mankind. Reports from different world organizations determined that the world's birth rate has declined and the population is aging dramatically. Project Mankind has been a success. The world's population has been reduced by 90% due to a lack of births and the aging of the population. The Mankind project is uncontrolled and can cause the extermination of the human race. It is not known how many people can remain on the planet, not even if there is something besides us. We survived in a bunker in the middle of the wasteland, but we had to take refuge after disappearing from a small settlement. Indeed. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to, oh goodness, what's it called again? The World After the End, I think? I'm getting it muddled up with something else I was playing the other day. Which apparently is actually quite pretty, even though we are literally just looking at bits of concrete and stuff, but this is actually very nice. Reminds me a little bit of the island on Resident Evil 4, actually. There's a military installation there. Books that I have been recovering in my expeditions to the outside. What book have you got? You have got a book which is upside down. What is it? Origins of Psychotherapy. Origins of Psychotherapy? Wait, you don't want to go back into the olden times of psychotherapy, mate, because we were going a little bit bonkers there with Freud and lobotomies and the such like. But anyway, apparently this was originally made for a jam, which it then got turned into a demo for a game, and then unfortunately the project kind of got shelved. So a bit of an old story. Here we are. Day 432 in the bunker. GTO reminds me of the opening of Big Brother. I'm not going to do a Geordie accent, I'll just offend half the nation with that. Today I discovered a camp abandoned to the north of the wasteland, but I have not been able to investigate too much. It looks like a big camp, so I will have to go back and look carefully. There may have to be very useful things. Every time I go outside I have the feeling they are watching me, but that is impossible. No one has answered my call with the radio, and I have not found anyone outside. I haven't dared to return to the camp. Tomorrow I will try again. The radio is still silent. The radio has stopped working. I think it must be the fuse. There may be some in the bunker. I need to repair the radio, but tomorrow I want to go back to the camp. Oh, interesting. Why am I so desperate about getting the radio working? What's this? An old film? My Gideon, I haven't seen something like this since the 40s, for goodness sake. My word. Imagine if games came on things like that. Oh dear, I'd still probably be more reliable than my internet connection. A flag of one of the rebel factions. Ah, interesting. Presumably rebelling against this Project Mankind thing, which was alluded to on the page, but I don't really know what it's all about in terms of what happened. The only thing I know is that I'm not a very tidy sort, and that I don't have much desire for tidying this place up. I couldn't live in a bunker that was untidy. I feel I'd rather... I can think of worse things, I must say, than spending forever locked in a hole in the ground where I don't have to deal with real people and have a real job. But I couldn't live in one that was untidy. Alright then, where's this radio? Presumably it's going to be somewhere up top for the sake of the radio connection, otherwise all of the concrete and so forth might get in the way of the signal. This seems immensely dark. That's a big room. It's a big corridor, I think. Goodness knows what's at the other end of it. Is this where I keep my radio? Glad to see I leave the lights on when I'm not in this room. That's very careful usage of power, I must say. Right then, let's have a look at these Mankind documents. These might be quite interesting. Top secret and confidential indeed. Gradual control of the world's population through the induction of chemical agents in selected foods. Global birth control through these modified foods to increase the production and quality of the human race. Increase the production. What happened to 90% of the population dying due to nobody being born and everyone aging? Did the project go wrong? So was the idea a kind of selective breeding program, as it were? The healthiest individuals would be allowed to procreate, and the chemicals would somehow cause infertility in the people that the program didn't want to continue, shall we say, to try and say this in a way which isn't going to get me in trouble. Let's see, directives. Modification of the most consumed food in each region through chemical agents. I'm going to guess that's primarily Big Macs. Control of the organisations in charge of the quality controls of these foods in the region. I don't think that's anyone. Keep the governments of these regions outside the project. Any type of action is authorised. Oh, I see. So this was some sort of supranational organisation thing. This wasn't actually run by the governments themselves. Interesting. Carry out information and publicity campaigns to raise awareness and increase the consumption of selected foods. I see. Well, then maybe that would involve making them actually look as good as they do in the promotional pictures. Creation of a storage bank to gather unaltered seeds from selected foods. Okay, so like a backer. We've got a few of those, haven't we? I think there's one, it's far up north in the snowy areas. I can't remember if it's in, I want to say it's in Greenland. It's like a massive, really high security, facility where they're storing just loads of seeds and like frozen things, just in case something goes wrong on Earth and things sort of go extinct, or like a lot of the biological organisms die out and they want to like repopulate the Earth with plants and stuff. It's quite it's quite scary to think that we need something like that, but never mind. Creation of a storage bank to gather unaltered DNA of the subjects affected by the project. Duration of the project will depend on the annual reports and results obtained. In case the results are not optimal, leave the project and eliminate any evidence of the existence of it. Okay, so sweep it under the rug rather than admitting your mistake. That seems rather governmental. Creation of a correctional plan in case the estimated forecasts are not correct, to correct and improve the results. If for any reason the project fails or in danger of being discovered publicly, activate the New Home Protocol. Why do I get the distinct impression that involves you running away to a different planet? Eliminate any obstacles that prevent compliance with these directives. Any type of action is authorised. Goodness. They weren't mucking about, were they? So I need to find myself a fuse somewhere. Can I read anything else? I have a phone, but of course it doesn't work. Mainly because it doesn't look like the receiver is there. Oh, the receiver is there. There is a note on it, however. I've nailed is what it says now. Right then, there's enough screwing around. Let's feel like this bunker seems wildly familiar from somewhere. I'll tell you what it was that first tipped me off to it. It was this. That gate, this staircase, and that strip of tape there. That seemed familiar, but it didn't seem familiar enough for me to bother commenting on it. But then I came around here. This bending corridor with this staircase to nowhere, and these chucked over barricades or tables. Very, very familiar indeed. Can I crouch at all? I don't believe so, no. Alright then, I need to find a fuse. Should have guessed it would be a fuse. You really think by now somebody would have made a more reliable fuse? They always seem to be breaking and busting and falling apart. I presume I can't go out here. To the outside, not available in this demo. Oh, that's a shame, but never mind. You can't have everything, I suppose. And possibly we'll never have it if the project has indeed been shelved as I believe it has been. So if that doesn't lead to the outside, where does this lead? I don't know. But perhaps we shall find out later. Alright then. Let's head deeper into this very, very similar bunker. This can't just be a pre-built thing, surely. I would have seen this more than once before if this was a pre-built thing. Let me see. This is so familiar, and it's driving me mad that I can't remember where it's from. A fuse! Exclamation mark. Indeed. Right then. We have our fuse, and another very, very untidy room, which does not comply with health and safety regulations. But since when did that matter to anybody? Yes, I do remember this. I remember being chased down here by an enemy, and I remember commenting that the enemies reminded me of the thugs from Arkham City, and I remember there being a code required to get through this door, and I remember it being a pain in the neck trying to find it. Man, that is driving me crazy. Never mind, that's totally irrelevant, because that's not, no, level's not available either. Idiot. Not very much is available at all, is there? Yeah, that's not in the slightest bit relevant to this game, so I shall shut up about it. I do like the, I really like the story that's building up with this Project Mankind thing. I always like these ideas of sort of, secret supranational things which are going on that nobody realises is actually happening. I always find it quite a fascinating and exciting idea, and always a good idea for a story. If you are listening to this message, you are not the only survivor. There are more like you. We have a safe place with food and water. We are creating a community of survivors from all corners of the planet. Here are the coordinates. We will wait for you. Goodness. Well, that sounds nice. I don't know where those coordinates are, and if recent times have taught me anything, it's that I'm rubbish at trying to put coordinates into websites to try and figure out where they're actually from. But indeed, I really like this. I'm so sad that this has been shelved, because this is really, really promising. The story, as I said, that this is building up is really nice. The bunker is very nice and detailed, even if it is a pre-built thing. It might not be, it might just be that the other game that I remember it from is also by this developer, and they're just sort of reusing the rough environment from it. Sorry, it is driving me absolutely mad that I cannot for the life of me remember what that game is from, or rather what this environment is from, because it seems very, very, very familiar. But I really do like this. Lovely environment, lovely story, and nice, weird, funky music. It seems like a huge volume of effort has gone into this. It's just such a shame that we possibly will never have any more of it. But if we ever do get any more of it, in terms of an expanded demo or a full game or anything like that, I will certainly play it, because this is very, very promising. So I rather enjoyed that, and I hope you did as well.